Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Adventures in Asheville show, featuring Steve and Karen Wilson, owners and innkeepers of the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast. Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of Adventures in Asheville here on Big Blend Radio. We're going to get you ready and prepared for Halloween. Yes, it is September, but you better get your tickets now is all I'm saying, and get your bookings in, because Halloween in a mountain town, like think about the Montfort Historic District that's all decorated and spooky and, you know, all those historic homes, 600 homes and bed and breakfasts with, you know, spider webs. Makes you want to go there, right? I think so. So, of course, we've got Steve and Karen Wilson, Mr. and Mrs. Wild, back on the show. As you know, they own and run the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast right in the heart of the Montfort Historic District. And it is a beautiful, gorgeous pink lady. But you may see a Bates Motel sign on the outside as you drive by one of the bus tours out there. But welcome back, guys. How are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. I'm thinking this is awesome that we're talking about Halloween early. I love it. I love it because it sounds like things book up pretty quick in Asheville for Halloween.
Yeah, fall time, definitely.
Yeah, it's fall too, right? So the fall colors is part of that.
Yes.
Okay, Steve, are you going to do a special brew at the end? Because, you know, for those who are new to the podcast or new about the Lion and the Rose, Steve is like the master brewer of the inn. And when you check in, you get a glass of beer. And what I normally know is like you do the Dirty Godiva beer at this time of year, or do we have to wait till winter? What's coming up for
we
Halloween?
can probably do that. That's probably a good idea to do that. That one's pretty popular, so we might go ahead and get that ready, get it going.
And who doesn't want a taste of Dirty Godiva? Come on, you know. It's trick or treat, right? Trick or treat.
That's right.
Well, we've got a special guest on this show, Ray Worth, and he's worthy. You know why? Because he's part of the Heavy Mountain Music and Beer Fest that is coming out October 25th and 26th. So just in time for Halloween. It's happening at the Orange Peel and Burial Beers Eulogy. What is going on with the Burial Beers Eulogy? I love this. Welcome, Ray. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks a lot for having me.
So, how did this start? This is the second festival, right?
That's the third year we've done it. Yeah, for sure. But this is the first time that it's aligned with the holiday being Halloween.
I love this. This is fun. So, and doing it at the Orange Peel is pretty cool because that's an iconic venue, right, for Asheville.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
One of my favorite rooms in town.
Now, are you a musician, Ray?
I am.
I knew it. You had to be. Like, yeah. So I just had this feeling. And now, do you brew beer? Like, I have to get into that now too.
I don't. I feel the way about beer the way I do cars. I don't care how they work. I just want to enjoy them.
I like that.
Well, you see, there it is. Like, just enjoy, right? And listen, that's the beauty of staying at the inn. You can go in there, and you know you're welcomed in, and you can get easy transportation to downtown from Uber and Lyft and things like that. Very easy. You can take trolley tours, all kinds of good stuff. You get welcomed with a beer. You're staying in a historic Victorian mansion, so you could sit there and, you know, spook yourself out and say it's haunted. I'll tell you it is, but that doesn't mean it's true. And then they have a Bates Motel sign on during the Halloween season, so you kind of start wondering. But then the next morning you wake up, and if you're there on a Sunday, Steve will give you a beer mimosa, right? Beer mosa? Is that the word?
Beer mosa.
Beer mosa?
Yep, beer mosa.
And actually, they're good. It took us a few Sundays, and then one day Nancy and I said, we must have one. Like, what are we waiting for? And then we're like, we're so stupid to not have one. They're so good. Really, it's like a mimosa with beer instead of champagne. And and then they do the best breakfast for those of us who really enjoyed Beer City, USA. You know, Steve. You know what people want and need. You know. You know it.
Yeah.
Steve and Karen go to music concerts all across the country and around Asheville and the Southeast. They know what people want and need, and you will be well fed.
Yep.
You'll be brewed up and happy. So, but this really ties into the Heavy Mountain Music and Beer Fest. So this is it. It seems like going on the website and everyone go to heavymountainfest.com. Like you have a little bit of everything in music, but it is heavy. Like it's you you know what I mean? Tell us a little bit about the music.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely a heavy-hearted individual when it comes to my music genre. It pretty much lies in there, or like psychedelic rock, or like outlaw country. So wanted to place a lot of emphasis on the holiday, and so was really targeting, black metal bands or performance artists that lean more into the dark spaces. Not here to run a super family-friendly music festival. We wanted it kind of dark and evil, and I think we accomplished that.
That's funny. That's no. I mean, but come on, this is when we get to escape reality, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like I would trade Christmas to have 2 Halloweens.
I think, well, listen, sitting on Santa's knee could be Halloween. So I'm just, it could be like a dark side of Christmas can get evil. Do you think the elf on the shelf is nice? He's not. He's not. He ate Santa's cookies. You know he did. And then he put razor blades in the eggnog and stuff. So I'm just saying the elf on the shelf, beware of him. I think it is like Christmas could be another Halloween, but now I'm going to get in trouble with certain people. But there's still costumes happening, but they're jolly and we get to wear pillows, or some of us, like me, may not need to have pillows in my costuming. but come on. I mean, so would you do Halloween like on Christmas? Like if you could put a festival on like over the Christmas season for Halloween, would you do it? I think it'd be fun.
It'd be fun. Get in trouble. Financially would probably be suicide, I would say.
Yeah. Well, that's part of Halloween too. But so this is the thing. I'm glad you're on for September show because it looks like tickets could book out pretty fast.
Yeah, we've already sold out of our VIP passes, which includes entry to all 3 of the events. You get a couple beer tokens, a festival T-shirt. So that's already sold out. The pre-party is only 30 tickets away from selling out. So things are moving pretty good, and we're right at 2 months out.
Okay, so what is available for folks now that you're on the show? What is available? Who can they see perform?
Yeah, the main festival, there's still tickets available for that. So you would head over to heavymountainfest.com, and then I can click you through where you can get a ticket.
So let's talk about the bands, because the bands are, to me, pretty. They seem to come from all over. You got people coming from New York City. You've got people coming from the Pacific Northwest. So, yeah, how do you just go out and start calling them and saying, "Come on, let's do a party"? But yeah, I mean, Wolves in the Throne Room. You got some crazy cool people. Emma, Ruth, Rundle. Tell us a little bit about the music lineup.
Yeah, I'm also a talent buyer here in town as well, so I have relationships with these agencies and agents. But yeah, a lot of these are going to be exclusive North American plays, which involves flying in the artists and providing, their backlines and whatnot. But wanted to do that to give exclusivity to the event. So, like, for example, our headliner, Wolves in the Throne Room, the only time you can catch them in North America this year is at Heavy Mountain Fest.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty exclusive. One of the only East Coast dates for Thou will be at Heavy Mountain Fest as well. And Emma Ruth Rundle is another one who doesn't come over terribly often. And so kind of a rare play for her as well. And she'll be showcasing some stuff from select earlier albums of her as she celebrates 10 years.
And then you got Holder, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then they're coming in from Pacific Northwest as well. So kind of wanted to place emphasis on a couple things. One being, rare plays from artists on the West Coast, Pacific Northwest. It doesn't get out to the East Coast quite as often. And then also with Emma Ruth and Holder, showcasing that a underrepresented individuals in heavy music, which is women. And I feel like there's tons of ladies who love heavy music, but it's predominantly associated as being a male-driven demographic.
True.
And which, the numbers don't lie. It is the majority, but, wanted to make sure to place emphasis on recognizing that, because I think that is a beautiful thing to have.
Yeah, and Wolves in the
awesome.
Throne Room, they seem to be part of that too, in regards to women ecofeminism. The other thing is Castle Rat. Come on. That's got to be some cool stuff. I want to see Castle Rat. That's like some craziness that needs to be experienced.
Give me that like fantasy doom, and it's a whole, theatrics that come aligned with it as well. I think it's a perfect fit for Halloween Saturday.
I think what's great. Oh, and Generation of Vipers. Come on, now that's fun.
Oh yeah, they're doing. I'm really proud that able to boast that we're doing 3 album releases at the festival that showcases.
Oh, wow. 3. Nice.
Yeah, we got Generation of Vipers, Weight Shift, and Harsh Realm are all releasing albums at the festival.
Very cool.
So, what about you've got Pelican? The post-emo stoner death gaze since 2000. Dude, this is great. I think what's great about, go on the website, everyone, heavymountainfest.com, because it's just so fun, because I don't know, it's like, can we just lighten up, y'all? Even though this is heavy and dark, like, you know what I mean? And this is so much fun. Just going on the website and seeing who's going to be there and who they are. It just seems so much fun. And even the fantasy part, and then the other guys are like, no, we're just this way. Everyone, some are dressed up. It's like a little bit of everything. So you have, we are a big blend here, but it seems that you managed to put a little bit of everything into one festival.
Right, yeah, and it's all under the umbrella of heavy music. But, for example, the pre-party, which is Pelican and This Will Destroy You and Kandroma, all of that is instrumental bands. So it's kind of like the appetizer before the fest, a little more like post-rocky, where, the one on Saturdays, a little bit more extreme in regards to genre.
Right.
Now, let's talk about beer. Listen, I know I personally think beer is a daily thing, like wine. All of it can just daily, right? But October is a good beer season, apparently. Yeah. The world says, now we must have beer. And I'm like, y'all are late. But breweries and beer are part of this. So you want to talk about some of the breweries that you've partnered with?
Yeah, absolutely. So our keystone sponsor is Burial Beer Co., who is also where Eulogy sits on the campus of that brewery. And then we're also going to work with Fontaflora and Zool, Burning Blush, Resident Culture, True, which is originally out of Denver. They just came to Asheville, and that's a metal-centric brewery as well.
Yeah, nice.
And Terra Nova and Incendiary. So we're going to announce those tomorrow, so y'all got a 24-hour heads up on that.
Cool.
Very cool.
I want to go to the sound of it.
Steve, give me your thoughts on the beer side of this. What are you excited about this?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, we've been to at least I'd say most, if not all, of the brewers you mentioned. I don't recognize Incendiary, but I know whenever we go to Knoxville, we make it a
Zool.
A trip to Zool, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Or I'm good friends with the guys who run The Whale, which is like a local.
Okay.
I guess we were just there the other day.
Oh yeah, awesome, sweet. And
we were just there Tuesday.
Yeah, awesome. So they curate the list for Heavy Mountain.
Okay.
Every year.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Now, Karen.
We love Burial.
Oh, Burial.
As far as beer. Burial beer. And we love, of course, the atmosphere of the dark and the disturbing and it all fits. It's very cool.
It's on brand for sure.
Yep.
I love this. This is fun. If Karen loves but you never know who's buried in the backyard of the B&B. Flowers are planted. Flowers. There's a lot of flowers. I'm just kidding. It's the Bates Motel sign that you put up. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I promise we won't bury our guests. We promise.
No. Listen, the B&B is cool. Like I said, like you're going to go party and then come back to the inn, have a good night's sleep, get up, have a beer mosa, feel like $1 million with a good plate of food that's going to hit every spot you need. You may not think you want that all in the morning when you wake up, but you will feel much better after Steve's breakfast and beer mosa. Right, Karen? You know that. You see people come in like, uh-oh, and then go, okay, I'm all right. I can do this. I can actually, do it. I can, because, a lot of partying happens in Asheville, and this is the season to do it. Yeah. But Karen, what about you for the music? Who are you excited to see? Because I think
I actually like the lineup. I mean, there's so many different ones, and we have not seen most of them. But Pelican just stood out to me. I like that heavy instrumental. It's just different. You don't get a lot of that. So that one is one that stands out to me.
Nice. And what about you, Steve?
Yeah, I like the sound of Pelican too, but there was some of the smaller ones. I can't remember what the names are now. I was listening to them on Spotify yesterday, and a lot of that is really, really good stuff.
I want to know about Weight Shift because they just look like don't mess with me, man.
Well, I think you'll find with like most of, like as individuals who's been in heavy music and metal since they were like 16. They look all tough and scary, but like 9 out of 10 are a bunch of like teddy bears. And
I bet.
And I think that's what made me gravitate and kind of keep my passion within that genre. Is you're covered in tattoos and you weigh 300 pounds and you go to the gym. Now we're going to talk about your favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe, and I like that.
Now, what about Andy the Door Bum? I want to know about Andy the Door Bum. This is where I gravitate because when I look at the picture of Andy the Door Bum, I'm like, don't come near my bum. Like, honestly.
Make sure
look at it, everybody. Go to heavymountainfest.com. Who doesn't want to see Andy the Door Bum? I want to see him.
So, Andy's going to kick off. He's going to kick off the
ring on your
festival.
doorbell. Like, sorry, trick or treat. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to kick off the festival, and that's again a little more like I don't want heavy music to always be boxed in as being metal. So Andy is a good example of a singer-songwriter, folk who dresses up and sings about darker themes, but doesn't have loud distorted guitars or a big drummer. So you can see a very engaging theatrical set by him.
Cool.
Kicking off the festival. Yep.
And is there also like bands that is this part of one of the parties though that are covering other bands like Nirvana and the Cranberries, Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah. What better way to like end a festival than kind of like a powerhouse of local bands that are covering some 90s nostalgia. So that was kind of the inspiration for that as I reached out to, all my buds in town who play music or in fairly notable bands and was like, hey, you think you could put together a 20-minute set and just let me know, who you want to cover. And that's how that came to be, and I think that'd be a great way to end a really, really strong weekend.
We got Celtic Frost, all hell, like covering Celtic Frost and Nirvana. I mean, that's good. Tongues of Fire, that's great. The Secret Shame is the Cranberries. Ooh, that's a good title. That's a good name. Yeah. And, Baskin, the Smashing Pumpkins. I mean, you need that for fall, y'all. Just take that little jack-o'-lantern and smash its head in. Yeah, I mean, come on. So this is epic. So everyone, heavymountainfest.com is the website to go to. I just want to ask you, Ray, I know that it's, you put it all together and you put these festivals on, and when these events there's so much work that goes behind them and organizing and all of that. And I appreciate that. I know what goes into it. But there's got to be moments that you want to just go and see something, right? So for you, I mean, you're going to be torn everywhere that night, the 2 nights and and then it's going to be that Monday. You're going to go like, when is Halloween really coming? So what do you want to see?
Well, kind of the beauty of the festival is you don't really have to pick. There's not like a dual stage setup or multi-venue setup. So if you decide to go to all of the shows, you don't have to miss any of the bands. So I literally will see every single act.
And he's like, yep, awesome. That's why I put this festival together.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to put 10 months into this. I'm going to see what I want to see. So.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Asheville real quick for Halloween, because isn't the Gray Line Trolley Tour that we took, Karen, for Halloween? It's like the History and Mysteries and Ghost Stories tour that I recommend.
Haunted tour.
You guys, this is so much fun. You've got to do it. It's so cool. And I mean, you go where Zelda Fitzgerald was burned. In a building, the institution, and they say that you can smell her hair burn depending on when you go by. But that tour is pretty epic. I think, and then they have a Christmas one, and then people sing carols, and you wish they didn't, but it's funny. So
the haunted stories are much more fun.
No, I like the haunted one, but the singing, you think you don't want it, but then you're like, it's funny. Please stop singing. But then you go, this is funny. It's amazing. Like, some people really think they can sing Christmas opera and they can't. And you could be sitting there watching someone think they've got it and they don't.
It makes an interesting tour, yes.
Well, this is where we start talking about Halloween and Christmas all at the same time. This is exactly it. That proves it. I mean, when someone starts singing Christmas songs on a trolley tour and thinking they've got the opera thing going down 100%, I feel like we're now in Halloween. And that's the beauty of Christmas.
Halloween or hell.
Or hell.
Yeah, it was weird.
I will never forget that. And don't take this out on the trolley tour company, because they were looking like, whoa, that's fun too. They're fantastic. They do a great job. They have musicians on board. And unfortunately, the opera voice carries. But, don't start a band, lady. But that was really cool. The going on the trolley tour, but then Halloween in Asheville. Steve, what would you say people need to do going to Asheville, other than, of course, and I'm going to go to Ray on this too, to celebrate Halloween in Asheville, the Heavy Mountain Music and Beer Fest, of course, is going to kick it all off, but what would you say, Steve, that folks should do this time of year?
They should come over here and stay at the inn. We got more than 1,000 kids coming up here all dressed up in their Halloween costumes. We'll grab them for candy, and we'll probably have some snacks out on the porch and maybe a few cocktails, and we can all have a good time while the kids are having a good time.
Yeah,
it's quite a sight. It's quite a spectacle.
Adults only here, please.
Yeah, well, you can watch the kids.
Yeah, the thing is, it's really cool. You guys, have it. I mean, when you guys dress up the inn for Halloween, it is epic, because a mansion can be creepy, but then it's really not when you're inside. It's beautiful, and it's beautiful on the outside too. Right. Beautiful gardens and everything. But it is epic that you guys, I love that you embrace Halloween. I really do, because it's so cool to do.
It's a big deal around here, so.
Yeah, it is.
It's huge
cool.
here.
Are you going to dress as Elvis again, Steve?
Yeah, I might pull
we're talking about what we're going to do. I'm not sure what we're going to do, because we want to dress up Lita in something cute. This is our puppy we're talking about. So
Lita Ford.
We want to do.
Puppy.
Yes, Lita, as in Lita Ford, yes. So that's what we're seeing, if we could do like a family costume thing. We're talking about it. We haven't decided yet. We'll let you know.
Oh, we got Ozzy, the other one, little Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shih Tzu.
Yep.
Ozzy, he has got to be like, I don't know, he's got to be on a plane. All I'm going to say is he needs to have an airplane attached and a snake. That's all I want to say. And when you all meet Ozzy, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I just see, like, I don't know, this will be fun. Kids coming in, and because you're in a neighborhood. That's the other thing. You're in a neighborhood, and Asheville has so many neighborhoods. Yeah. Ray, what would you say people should do for Halloween in Asheville?
I got it planned out for you. So you obviously go to Heavy Mountain Fest, and then in between when you have breaks, you go down to the farm down in Hendersonville, which is my favorite haunted house in the area. And then to tie in our dual holiday theme, I think you should rent a couple movies. There's a whole Christmas slasher film genre that I love.
Yeah,
Terrifier 3 is coming out, and then that's going to place emphasis on around Christmas and Halloween. Another one is Santa Claus, CLAWS. That's how I would structure it, and then I'd pair it up with a real good fall meal and a fall beer.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like a good plan.
Fall meal. Okay.
Terrifier trilogy. I didn't know the third one was coming out.
Yep.
Restaurant recommendations. Chucky, Home Alone. I'm just thinking they need to make that as a thing. But fall food recommendations. Let's go. Ray, any restaurants you want to give a shout out to for a fall meal? We're here now.
Yeah, I mean, anything that's going to serve, I'm a pretty basic bitch when it comes to liking pumpkin spice, to be honest. I'll mess with that. I like pumpkin
He's
beers.
in that demographic, y'all.
Exactly.
In the demographic. He's in the pumpkin spice demographic.
Yes, and I do have a favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe as well. So I was definitely referencing myself. Yeah, for sure.
What's going wrong with chocolate chip?
But anything that's going to place emphasis on gravy and sage and butternut squash, I'm here for all that.
Do you have any specific restaurants you like in Asheville?
Yeah, like I don't know if it ties necessarily into a fall theme, but like I love Ukiah, which is actually directly beside the Orange Peel. Really good Japanese smokehouse. Big fan of that. If I want really good vibe and ambiance, I'm going to go to Zambra for tapas. Big fan of that as well. So, those two come to mind immediately as like, okay, what's a couple of your common go-tos? It'll be those two.
Oh, and I want to say go on the Asheville rooftop cocktail tour. I wanted the rooftop bars. I think fall has got to be really cool because sunsets are really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Fall. And, when it's not too cold and they have the little fires up in the top. And I haven't done the tour yet, but, they've been on the show and I'm just like, I want to go.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing their billboards every time I go to Asheville. I'm like, dude, I need to do this. I need a cocktail on a roof. Like, come on, I do. Well, and if you go to if you don't do the rooftop bar tour, you could go stay at the Lion and the Rose B&B and get their top suite. And they have a little balcony and you can play Rapunzel and have a cocktail. And if you stay longer, don't people get a little keg in their room, like a mini keg? Is that still happening?
Yeah, Oh, yeah, it is. If you stay 4 nights, you can get your own little personal in-room tap.
I want that.
Yep.
I got a question for Steve.
Yeah, sure.
Steve, what you brewing for the fall that you're excited about?
Like I said, we'll probably do the Dirty Godiva that Lisa's talking about. It's like it's an imperial stout we do, and it's got some chocolate in there, and it's got some other things. It's got a little bit of habanero pepper in there to put a little bit of spice on the back end.
Man, that sounds good. One of my favorite Russian imperials is the Wedge does a Vatambora with like a ton of raspberries. If you haven't tried that, I'll get on board.
I have not tried that.
It's like a ginger thing, but it's phenomenal.
Okay, good to know.
Hey, listen, if you can get some peppers and berries in your back end, I'm all good. It's all right. Hey, listen, the beer, that last Dirty Godiva, and you guys saved us. I really appreciated it because it was so good.
It was good.
Like,
it was a good mix.
Really, I think that was the best brew that you've made, Steve. Seriously. Do you have any left?
No,
that's all gone.
No, that's been gone for a while.
Dang. That's what sucks about beer and wine and stuff. It just all goes away. It's like temporary art.
No.
It's
yeah.
you just,
It is.
It's like you go to a concert. I know it's on video and everything, but still, go to a live show. You've got to go and immerse yourself, because I don't care if you see it on video later. It's just not the same. I mean, it's great to see the oldies and goldies and everything that we can on YouTube, but be in it. You're immersed in it. There's nothing like it. But then it goes away.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am preaching
exactly.
it. Damn it. It makes me mad.
Support live music.
You have to support live music, because as we know, it can go away real quick. And having live music venues like Asheville does is important. Having breweries with live music venues, also very important. Because then we have, one hand is for like keeping time and the other one's for drinking beer, And do not do the tambourine. Don't.
No.
Nobody needs to touch the tambourine. I'm just saying. You know how I am. Don't, unless you know how. Do not feel like you're adding. Don't. Okay. I'll behave. Steve and Karen, any restaurant recommendations for the fall? Before I really attack everybody that's listening about tambourine.
I can't think anything seasonal. I mean, seasonal, I can't think of anything offhand. We just know we have, there's so many good restaurants. There's a handful that we like. It just depends on what we feel like by the day. You can never go wrong with 9 Mile down the road.
What's the place, the brewery with the rock bottom? Is that the one that we go to with you? Bottle Rock? No. What's the one that we go to with the burgers?
Well, we've gone to Bold Rock. That's a cidery.
I like that there. I like it. It's relaxed. And you're downtown, and there's record stores, people. Asheville has record stores and bookstores. Like, really. Like, they have real stuff. This is the beauty of Asheville. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just not hard to drive around either. As a city, it doesn't feel like a city to me. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I like
easily walkable.
Really walkable.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, get out there. HeavyMountainFest.com is the website to go. You better go get your tickets now. That's why we're airing it now, beginning of September. Of course, go to lion-rose.com and keep up with Steve and Karen and get your bookings in, because fall, y'all, gets seriously busy. The fall colors are out, and I'm just saying, start looking. Don't wait. Do not sit and go, well, I'll talk to my sister and brother or my friend next week. Do it now. I'm telling you.
Yep.
We've been there at times where you can't even get a motel that's not a price of a resort. I'm just saying. I remember that, you guys,
Oh yeah.
It is competitive during the fall season for a reason. And the Biltmore Estate at that time is spectacular. The Arboretum, all of it is just, there's just so much. The fall is epic, and it starts now, doesn't it? September is the month. So, you can also
we're getting a little taste of fall next week.
Exactly. I actually, when we were just there,
high elevations.
I was watching leaves come down, and I'm like, fall, y'all. And I saw a bear on my way to the grocery store in Asheville. That was amazing. So the bears are out. They're ready. They're happy. Well, they're trying to get their food for winter. So I think there's going to be an early fall. Just personally think that from the nature side, just saying it feels like an early fall, but I could be wrong. I don't know anything, but I just kind of felt that the last time we were there. I'm like, fall's coming. Get your reservations going. Listen to me on that part.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you so much, Ray, for doing the music festival. I know bands appreciate it, and music fans appreciate that, and the venues as well. It's so important to keep live music alive. And you also have beer involved, so that's even more epic. So thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's definitely my pleasure, and thanks a lot for reaching out. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, everyone. And again, lion-rose.com. See you all in the fall.
Later.
Bye. Cool.
Thank you for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Adventures in Asheville show. Learn more about the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast, which is located in the historic Montford district of Asheville, North Carolina. go to lion-rose.com. You can keep up with our Big Blend radio shows at bigblendradio.com.